Today's gospel is from Mark chapter 12, verses 28 through 34. And it's a pretty simple conversation between one of the scribes and Jesus. And, back in this time, in the times when the scribes were trying to follow the letter of the law, there were about 600 laws that they were required to know and follow. And so I kind of feel like the scribe goes to Jesus and truly is seeking maybe a shortcut, maybe some advice on, how can I not have to follow each individual 600 one of these laws, but like, can you narrow it down? Can you tell me what's the most important? And that's what he asks. And I feel like we do that in our own faith lives. We know that there are policies and procedures and rules and things that we are expected in each of our own denominations and faiths. And sometimes we're looking for that shortcut too. But the beauty of Jesus's answer is it's not necessarily a shortcut. He just simplifies sometimes what we ourselves complicate. And when the scribe says, which of the commandments is the greatest? Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with all your strength. And love your neighbor as yourself. And when you really think about it, those two encompass everything. Every Sunday gospel that I'm going to talk about and reflect on, I could probably tie back to that shows that we need to love God, or that shows that we need to love others. Jesus knows that in directing us to those two, he sums up every teaching that he gives, because it really is that simple. And those two really work hand in hand. When I love God, when I work hard to get to know him better, not just to know about him. Many of us stay in that know about God phase. We know about him, but to know him, to have that personal relationship with him. When I dive into a deeper relationship with God, the more that I find myself falling in love with God, the easier it becomes for me to love others. My love of God flows out of me, and then it flows into others. I can love others better because of the love that I have for God. And honestly, vice versa. When I choose to love others, even sometimes, one of the things I say often is when they're the hardest to love, you have to love them the hardest. And when I do that, when I find myself loving others, my love of God increases. It's through the love that I give to others that my love of God becomes even more deep and more important to me. And so I feel like these two, they're so closely related. The more in which we love God, the more it will come out of us and we will love others. And the more that we love others, the more we will develop that deep, intimate relationship with God. Sometimes we make our faith so complicated. We feel like it's a set of these rules and laws that we have to follow, and that it constrains us too much. But for me, I feel like it is in following those rules and those laws and those commandments that frees me. And Jesus makes it so simple for us in this gospel. He really says to us, it boils down to two things: love me and love others. And when you do that, scribe who's asking this question, you will be able to follow all 600 of those laws that you're stressing out about. When you do that, person living in 2018, it won't be about all the different rules and regulations and laws that you think are constraining you. When you love God and you love others, all of those things become a part of who you are. Because through all of those laws, through following all of those laws, you show your love of God and you show your love of others. So my challenge for you this week is to stop making it so complicated. We've got to get out of our own way and simply do what we can each and every day to love God a little bit more tomorrow than we did today, and to love others a little bit more tomorrow than we did today. It really is so simple. I hope you join me and love Him and love others a little bit more this week than you did last week. Have a great one.